What's up, everyone, and welcome to the next edition of the Toy Room Renovation right here on the Slam Sessions on YouTube. I'm your host, Albert Albanese, and here we are once again, another week and another episode. And so I think that more than anything else, the things that's building up in my room, other than figures, are boxes. I shouldn't even do this, but whatever, who cares? That's how many boxes I have right now, just strewn about, just waiting, to figure out what I'm going to do with them to display, or have to take it, or if I have to ship anything out or whatever. So just have a multitude of boxes. But the funny part is that I actually don't have any boxes for me to open this week. I have no new figures. Nothing came in the mail. I have a couple things on pre-order, and I'm awaiting a couple of things on Amazon to come in. So hopefully next week we'll have more purchases. But no purchases means that it actually gives me more time to go through my collection and make some updates. So I guess let's see what updates I made this week. All right, so in terms of things that I've kind of fixed up and made some changes to, so you can see this is the current WWE Women's Division. That's the shelf that's going on, and Chelsea Green has currently been added to that women's shelf. So now that she is one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, she deserves to be up here with the rest. So Chelsea Green now joins the rest of the WWE main roster women. Okay, and next up, I did a little bit of fix-ups on the major pod shelf. As you can see, some of the autographs in the background on the top shelf are a little bit different. Moving down to the middle shelf, not much change. I did put a Hawkins and Ryder in front of the Cardona and Myers Super 7s, which I'm still debating I might unbox because they're so cool, but we'll see later on. All right, so the next shelf over here, this is La Familia. As you can see, to their left, there's a couple of the Smart Mark Sterling items, like the socks and the tie. But yeah, so La Familia, obviously, we're missing Edge. I'm going to put the Edge Heads Edge in there once I get the new Edge that was just released, so I can swap it out of one spot and put it in here. The Micro Brawler Headbangers with the Major WF Podcast backing on them. Some assorted Hawkins and Ryder WWE figures there. And on the bottom shelf was the Headlock Comics signed comics that I have. The Major Bendies, Mark, Matt, and Brian. And it's hard to see here, but that's Matt and Brian with the referee in the middle. And the Danhausen Bendy there signed because Danhausen's a part of the family. So that's what the Major Pod shelf looks like now. I added Becky Lynch to this miscellaneous shelf. The reason why I did that is that Becky actually won a Royal Rumble, much like Charlotte Flair did. Being that I have a Royal Rumble winner shelf featuring all the guys who won the Royal Rumble, eventually I'm going to have a Royal Rumble shelf with all the ladies who won the Women's Royal Rumble. So this is kind of the start to that collection. And just so you guys can see, this is the guys who won the Royal Rumble collection. So, yeah, I don't have enough room to add them here, but there is enough space here to maybe put one more shelf. As you can see over here, I have one more shelf down here, so I probably could fit another one, and maybe that's where this will go eventually. But that's a short shelf, being that there haven't been many women to win the Royal Rumble. The positive is that, as you can obviously see, the male Royal Rumble shelf is getting a little crowded, so I might need to do another one. So if I have to, I can just put the other shelf here and add the women to that one. So, yeah. But I really do like this Becky. I know this isn't the gear that she won the Rumble in, but it's still a super cool Becky figure. I believe this is what she wore at Survivor Series. All right, so here we have it. I decided that I was going to put the WCW versus NWO shelf here up on top of this old locker that I have next to my collection. As you can see, the WCW side, there's Rick Steiner in the back. You can barely see him. You can actually see him right in front of Luger. There's Juventud Guerrera, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, the Sting, Luger, and Macho Man from Bash in the Beach, where the NWO actually was formed. Sting, Goldberg, DDP, and Ric Flair in the front. The NWO side, as you can see, is Rick Rude up in the back with Eric Bischoff, Lex Luger, Scott Steiner, Dennis Rodman. Then, of course, you have the Wolfpack. There's the Giant, and then the Wolfpack of Hall, Nash, and Six. Hogan in the front with Macho. So I think it's really cool. A little bit of negative space in the middle. I think it kind of, creates a little bit of a cool aesthetic. So if you look at it head on, it's like the lines have been drawn, and there we go. There's gonna be a brawl. So I think this came out pretty good, and I'm glad that I finally got to put these guys up onto a shelf as of right now. So with that being said, that brings an end to today's Toy Room Renovation Tour. So as you can see, I did a little bit. A lot of the stuff that I did took me a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but that's the nature of the game when it comes to this hobby. So next week, hopefully, I'll have a little bit more time to kind of put some things around and open some new things up and move some stuff. But I'll figure things out as time goes along. But with that being said, that brings an end to today's episode. Thank you guys all for tuning in, for liking, for subscribing. I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in every week for these updates. And I'll see you guys next week.